So here's a bench I built. I thought about filming the process, but then I didn't. Hard to find a quiet moment to film a video, man. But as you can see, it's just made out of 2x4 lumber. Had a couple of goals that I was trying to achieve with this project. One thing is I didn't want visible fasteners. A lot of the stuff I see, they would just like put screws straight down into the face of the boards, and I didn't want to do that. Unfortunately, I did have to compromise. You can see on these mitered corners, I had to put at least one screw in on those corners to pull these mitered corner joints tight. And then on the front legs here, you can see, and of course here on the 45 braces. But otherwise, it's a visible fastener free build. And like I mentioned, as you can see, I have these mitered corners here. A lot of the benches I've seen people do, they're just like the straight boards. They just go straight across. This one doesn't have a backrest, of course, because I didn't have enough material to try and figure that out. So I just went with the straight backrestless bench. This is technically the back side, and you can see that it's flush there. But on the front and the sides, there is a about 1.5 inch kind of overhang. Thought it gave it a little bit more of a polished look or something. And if I just roll this thing over, oh god. So you can see the bottom side of it here. And basically what I did is use the legs, the top of the legs there, to kind of hold everything together, and that's where all of the ugly fasteners are. It's a bit rough. It was a trial and error job, so it's not quite as pretty. I mean, even though this is at a site, I would have wanted to make this look a little better. This is actually redone. I took it apart from the first time and it looked a lot worse the first time. So this is actually an improvement. But yeah, that's what I did. Everything is screwed in from the bottom, attached with this. I think if I build another one though, I'm gonna maybe try to get some metal brackets and put it together that way and see how that works. Anyway, let me show you the other build. So as you can see, this is an old fenced in area, and the gate that was on it had rotten off, and there was an old rotten board actually still attached to these that I took off, and then I built this. So this one would have been a little bit cool to actually show the process, which I had been planning on doing for weeks, but then when it came time to film, I just didn't feel like it. Here's the retrospective of the process. So I came out and I measured this. So this post here was relatively plumb-ish. I didn't even check it, but it looks kind of straight. If you come over to this one, I don't know if you can really tell on video, but it's leaning out like this way. Now I could have done a different way to make that straight up and down, like just rip that board, but the way I decided to do it was put angles on the horizontal bits. So anyway, at the bottom it was like 53 inches, and at the top it was like 56 inches, so there's like literally 3 inches of difference. The only way to make the gate square would have been to overlap it on the bottom, or it come out 3 inches short at the top. So what I decided to do is I just kind of got a rough angle and then trimmed them so that that side would lean. And as you can see, it's pretty well an even gap. I mean, if I do say so myself, I mean, that's kind of the evenness of a gap you would want on an indoor door. So needless to say, I was pretty happy with that turning out the way I intended. Not much to see here, but we just had a spare piece of fence that I trimmed up and we nailed in or stapled in. Now the only thing that I'm not sure about with this build is the fasteners. As you can see, there's one there, and then what you can't see is there's another one going this way on the bottom of that one. Same for all of these. And then this diagonal brace has one going in on the face, has one going in on the edge there, and it holds together, but it doesn't feel quite as sturdy as I might have liked. So I was considering maybe coming back and putting some metal brackets on that as well to sturdy it up. As long as it doesn't take any abuse, it's probably fine, but I'm just not quite sure if having it screwed in that way is the best way. It's going to be the strongest way. It's definitely not the strongest way, but it's the design I wanted. Just like the bench, I had an idea in mind for the type of design that I wanted, and it cost me a lot of trouble and a lot of brain cells trying to figure out how to do it for the first time. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. I was planning on making videos of all these builds, but like I said, I just didn't feel like recording it when I went to make them. It's kind of hard, I think, when you're doing something for the first time to split your focus between recording and thinking about what you're trying to do. It was taxing enough when I was doing it to not even be filming and worrying about that aspect of it. I was taxing my brain. Baby, you birdie. Oh no.